What a wonderful day out there, great TBCians, and to everyone that is watching this broadcast right now. I welcome you all to a brand new TBC Success Field 2019. I repeat that once again. I welcome you to a brand new TBC Success Field year 2019. My name is Olugbemi Shokunbi. In today's broadcast, it will not be much long, and in it I will be talking about the admin's good wishes to the community members, and what we the community members need to do in order to consolidate on the achievement which we had in the year 2018. And by that, I titled this TBC broadcast, Rocking TBC to the Moon, We Go. I say that once again, the title to this very broadcast is Rocking TBC to the Moon, We Go. Alright, so here before me, I actually have a chart, and this one is actually welcoming everyone in the community of our TBC to the year 2019. And for the chart, I can actually see on it that as at the beginning of the year 2018, the population which we had in the TBC community was around 2.6 or 2.7 million, and that rallied up to 3.3 million by the closing of the year 2018. Alright, so I haven't mentioned that in the community of TBC we actually did a very great job last year. So we should understand this, that admin also believed that the main thing that we in the community of our TBC achieved in that very year 2018 was by correcting a belief that a TBC economy automatically is established just by we the community members having TBC coins in our wallets. And that was actually a wrong notion, and we need to get that straight. And mainly we are actually in the distribution phase of a TBC, are not yet in the TBC economy, and it is through a collective effort by we members of a TBC that we will grow a TBC economy from the grand state to the grand state. I mean, from the low level state to the grand state. So we need to empty the admin's wallet of the TBC coin that is present in it in this very year 2019, by we growing our community to that targeted 1 billion members all over the world. And with all parameters that has been set being in place, and we are just here to fully enjoy a TBC economy by the year 2020, by the year 2020. So by then may we succeed at ending poverty globally by that very year, and we will have the capacity by then to provide job which will actually be paid out in green goods to all humanity. So thus it happens that the foundation required to quickly hit the targeted 1 billion member was laid, and was laid last year, which was 2018, and that is for the fast exponential community growth. And with that being laid, there is a firm foundation to rocket it off to the moon in this very year 2019. And another which had to be addressed also was the missing piece that is required for the massive growth campaign that we quickly that we kick off that very exponential growth of the community in the early part of this very year 2019. And it was understood as well that human beings we tend to learn better from what can be said to be a sort of a hands-on training, which is actually practical training. That is when we see someone doing it, and then we could replicate by we looking into what the other fellow is doing, and we are training practicing. So we human beings, we tend to learn faster that way. So to that, it happened that the app, that application by the name Join Me, creates a sort of an environment where we can come together in a sort of a hands-on training, or a sort of a practical fashion of a training, and help our newest members to get up to a fast start and become rapid reward achievers. And to achieve this, it happens that the hands-on training is the tool which we employ, and by that it happens that the rally teams are actually being developed that way, in order to create more share leaders, and to encourage what we have in the community now, which is a fast duplication of the system. So the one very thing which admin think we can as well do much better in this year 2019 is to give a better support to the TBC leaders, and knowing that whatsoever one really appreciates, whatsoever one really provide a proper support to, we definitely get better. And that a very that a very person, that very individual who gives better support, or who appreciates one particular thing or the other, we even get more out of it likewise. So we need to understand that we still need more of a TBC leaders, and we need to work together to make the role of a TBC leaders very attractive to all members of a TBC community. And by that, we need to treat all the TBC leaders exactly the same way we want ourselves to be treated. And then that way it will be easy for someone to become a team lead or a TBC leader as well. And altogether, these are bringing what could be said to be the golden rule, that is do unto others what you actually want them to do unto you also. So in that sense, I would just like to ask us this, that is if there is anyone outside there that like to be praised for what he does, or when he makes a sort of a sincere effort, or rather should I say, do you like it when people tell you that they love you and appreciate you, and do you also like it when you are being focused on getting something done, that others pitching as well to help you get it done? And do you like it also getting paid for your efforts? Do you like it when you get paid for your time? Do you like to be treated with respect? So that's a wish you can actually feel coming from others towards you, and by that the golden rule is so simple. So just follow it, and that way you will see that many more leaders will actually spring up in the community of TBC. So haven't mentioned that there is this another important one, and that is the member merchants. So the member merchants could as well be said to be the TBC member sellers, that is those who are going to be become sellers in TBC. So the TBC admin has actually created a platform by which these individuals will have their selves registered. So it happens that the merchants location are now part of the public menu, which is available within without one logging in to the Kringle Cash registration pardon me, I mean the Kringle Cash website. So without one actually logging on, once the platform has been loaded, I mean the website has been loaded, then to the right side of it the menu is actually there. So the merchant members or the member merchants can actually get themselves registered now, And to have that done, all they need do is that once they log in, to their KCB hole, so at the top most parts where we have the menu, so they get to click on the account menu option, and when they are light, so me placing the console of the mouse on it, so it highlights the sub menus. So I think the one to the last there is the one that says the merchant listing registration. So when the fellow clicks on that, then it will load this page. I actually have that before me here. It loads that page, and what the fellow will get to see is a sort of a form, and this one says enter information below to register to become a merchant. Then the first field there says the merchant's name, followed by a product or service category. I see another one here, business Facebook, business phone, business email, storefront image. Then for the storefront image, so the fellow is to load the picture. So I see a choose file. So thanks to that, find address, then street number, streets, city, town, so and all the likes, the country. So this is actually included here for us to grow the community, in that since we are actually kicking against cashing out of a TBC, then we need to make a TBC more useful to ourselves and as fast as it could. And then there is another concept which I understand around that, and that is the more easier it is for us to have our TBC spendable, then the more easier we will grow the community, even in this very year 2019. So members to become merchants in the community need to log into their KCBO and select the account option within the menu options. So thus a drop down sub menu list will get displayed to them, so they are to click or select the merchant listing registration option to add their business to the listing. And this is actually a free service to our TBC member merchants. What that means, what it means by saying a free service is that they can now advertise their businesses to over 3.3 million TBC members across the world. So that is that. And all needed to be done by a TBC member merchant is just to fill out the form and submit it, and that way the fellow will get listed. So any registered member merchant can edit his form as many times as the fellow so desires or wishes, doing that with a new store front picture and even the promotional videos. So member merchants should understand that the Google map automatically populates as they type in their addresses and select it once they see the address being completed. So when a member merchant sees the longitude and the latitude populates, then you will know that he has successively get his address added to that listing. So member merchants don't have to accept Pringles for payment for now, or it does not mean that right away the member merchant should be accepting Pringles as their means of payment. So it's not a criteria. So they can just select a distributor only as a way to get started. The distributor option within that form which I mentioned to you, they can select to be a distributor for now, and so once they do that, they get started that way, and later they can edit to actually update their level of participation as regarding merchant listing in the community of TBC. So here there is no there is a call to all members about this new feature in the KCBO, and haven't mentioned that there is another important one here, and which is actually a sort of warning to the community members as regarding a particular site or a website, or should I say a domain, and the address is tbc009.info. I say that once again, tbc009.info, and this is actually a dangerous website. So the warning is that the community member, they shouldn't go to this particular site, and we should also understand that a site that do not have any linkage, or which is not linked to our KCBO, the Kringle Cash back office dashboard, any sort of site that is not linked to it. What that means is that when you log into your Kringle Cash page, once you cannot click within that domain, within that platform, to now take you to another site. Then outside that, you shouldn't go to any of such sites. By we entering the address, the website address, the URL, we should not. These are very tbc009.info. We even have a sort of a virus, malicious software that will hack the username and the password of your TBC wallet. And if you go there, you should understand that the scammers are even smarter, and we should understand also that they even value our TBC greatly, that they go to the extreme of developing a scamming site to trick the TBC members TBC coins out of their wallets. So admin advises us to value our TBC enough, and thus stay away from such scammers, from such scamming sites. So the very few places that are safe on the social media, especially Facebook. So we should not click on this link from strangers that invite us to look into their scamming, or to fill any sort of form online. So I would like to repeat that once again, that is filling such a scammers form online, or clicking on the link from strangers that invite one to look into their exchange, or to look into their scams, is a sure way for one to get hacked. So you have to be smarter even than the scammers. So I understand that TBC is real. TBC is very genuine. TBC is very, very authentic, and TBC is already changing our destinies for good. TBC is already transforming lives, and I understand one thing: TBC is what we all on the surface of it right now we eventually spend. And TBC, I know for sure, in this year 2019 is going to be the first or the #1 cryptocurrency that will be reckoned with by all forms of group of people or government on the surface of earth. So by my understanding, I see that God in heaven is actually the hope of the masses and the hope of humanity, and TBC is actually an instrument which he has chosen to free us from slavery. So TBC, which is the billion coin, is actually the abundance of the future, and choosing TBC simply means choosing abundance. So I will advise that you check the link that is below this very broadcast on YouTube to get yourself registered for TBC. And not just only that, you need to pay the 4 grains of gold TBC admins lifetime payment. 4 grains of gold TBC admins lifetime payment. It's just one-off payment. So understand that you choose abundance, you choose peace, then TBC is the way. And thank you for watching this very broadcast.